book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami Camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 1 through 2, is from the video that I put in post-production. All right, breaking news. You're having your military, all right, active duty personnel committing suicide at an unprecedented levels. All right, and these are the main indicators that proves that Babylon America is falling and is going to fall via thermonuclear fire because your soldiers are weak. They're not going to be able to stomach the next world war. The Russians are noticing this too. The Chinese are noticing this too. You don't think they're seeing, all right, these reports? You don't think, all right, they have an intelligence agency monitoring the morale of the American citizens, the American military? That's why the scripture says in Isaiah, let me get it, just came to my mind. Oh, we're going to get into an article too. Yeah, this proves America's done. And America, you're going to be destroyed in these last days, man. And that's why I bring out Revelation 18, because John saw America being wiped out via thermonuclear fire. All right, you're not going to win this third world war. All right. But let's get to the reasoning why these nations are seeing your weakness, man. Isaiah chapter 14, I'm going to start at 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased, right? And one of those indicators of it ceasing is your military's weakness, all right? They don't have the stomach, the morale to fight anymore. That they're killing themselves. Okay? And we're going to find out what group of soldiers, what group of Americans that the recruiting agencies have been targeting for the reasoning why this epidemic is at an all-time high. Okay, who are they recruiting? All right, these soldiers. I mean, these brand new soldiers that are killing themselves. All right, because the soldiers that are dying are of the youth. All right, is it those proud to be American soldiers? I'm proud to fight for my country. Those type of citizens that are going into the military to be all they can be. We think upon that. We're gonna get into it. All right. Let me finish up on the point of why these other nations are seeing your weakness, America. Verse 5: the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Right, and ultimately. This is of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right? He's breaking America down, okay? Because of all its wickedness, all right? Because of of what you're doing here in America and abroad, all right? You're out there pushing homosexuality, pedophilia, all right? Transgenderism, all right? Democracy, and the Lord's not dealing with that. The Lord hates democracy. The Lord doesn't give a damn about democracy, all right? And he's breaking America down because of all these philosophies and all this wickedness that mainly you Edomites, you so-called white people have been pushing all throughout the earth, all right? 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and unhindered. Right. Because what you've been doing on the planet. All right. Invading countries. All right. Stealing identities. You stole our identity. All right. You've been oppressing us, mainly the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. You've been going out there into these other nations. All right. Starting conflicts, starting wars so you can get their resources. All right. That's the reason why, okay, you're being taken down, America. All right, because of your wickedness. And all these nations see it, man. These nations hate you, man. And they're looking at the morale of your military and they're laughing, man. You don't think the Russians are laughing? The Russians and the Chinese and the Iranians are laughing at you, Americans, all right? That's why they talking that shit. That's why they say, bring it, bring it. We know the morality of your soldiers. They're weak. They're pussies. Jumping down to 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee. Right, man. Death is coming to you, Americans. All right? Death is coming to you, Americans. Nothing but affliction and pain, man. And ultimately, all right, you're going down into the grave. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Right, all these nations are looking at your weakness, man. They're getting riled up. They're like, look at America, man. They're in so much debt. They're divided as a country. All right? And this is all done through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Right. All these nations are like, you becoming weak as us. All right? Look at the condition you're in. That's why you have Russia in the Middle East fucking shit up. All right? That's why you have Iran, all right, moving their military all throughout the Middle East. You got China, all right, bucking up all throughout the Pacific Ocean, all right, the South China Sea. All these nations are looking at you as weak, man. And what's one of the main devices that they have, all right, to hold you at bay, America? Intercontinental ballistic missiles, nuclear missiles, all right? And all these nations that have the nukes, all right, they're now pressing up against you like, do something. We got nukes too. So what's causing the morale of your soldiers? Your soldiers are now being weak, man. They're scared. They're like, wait a minute, America isn't strong anymore, all right? You have now officers saying peer competition, meaning that these nations are at your level now. You can look that up. There was a report by the military, okay, Times, that America is no longer a sanctuary. It says the homeland no longer a sanctuary, meaning no longer a refuge. All right? The military.com had to post that. All right? That America can be touched. So these nations are seeing it. These nations are seeing that you're weak. All right? And that's why your soldiers are blowing their heads off. Verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. The noise of thy bowels, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Right. Because of all this debt that you accumulated, man, you're being brought down, man. All right. Because you're getting into so much debt. All right. Just to keep your military operations going, that the people are in perpetual debt. All right. And now you think upon that. All right. Think upon that. And your infrastructure's being eroded out. All right? The infrastructure's eroded out. All right? And the Lord's bringing down that pomp because of it, man. The Lord's bringing down your morale, your pride, man. That American pride is ceasing. All right? Why are you having soldiers blowing their wigs off at an all-time high? Let's get into this news article. Military suicides reach record among active duty members. Excuse me. This is from NBC News. All right, this was reported September 27, 2019, man. All right? Okay, so this was reported today. The Army, the Navy, and Marines Corps all saw the rate of suicides go up, with only the Air Force showing a decrease according to the data released by the Pentagon on Thursday. Right, this is coming out of your own government's mouth. All right. It says military suicide surged this year to a record high among active duty troops. This not even including the veterans. And the veterans are blowing their heads off, killing themselves, all right, every day. What is it, like 22 veterans die per day? Continuing a deadly trend that the Pentagon officials say is frustrating and they are struggling to counter, right, because they don't have the answers, all right? And that's very, very scary for you American citizens. Your own military, all right, doesn't have the answers to why these soldiers are killing themselves. Active duty. The Army, Navy, Marines Corps all saw the rate of suicides go up, as well as the overall members, with only the Air Force showing a decrease according to data released by the Pentagon Thursday. Suicides among members of the reserves and the National Guard also grew. Part-time soldiers are killing themselves? So, hey man, this is a huge epidemic. Your military's weak. And all these nations are seeing it, man, and they're laughing. The difficulties involved in identifying service members with possible problems and finding ways to prevent suicides were underscored earlier this month when the Navy reported that 3 crew members who served on the USS George H.W. Bush took their own lives within a week. Back-to-back suicides, man. And all these service members, okay, were serving on one ship and they killed themselves? Come on, man. And that, and USS George H.W. Bush, so you guys have been fighting wars since Bush times. 18 years in Afghanistan. 17 or 16 years in Iraq. And there's still soldiers in Iraq. All right? Not all the soldiers were pulled out. And more soldiers are going there because of Iran. More soldiers are going to Iraq, Syria, all right, Jordan. There's been an uptick in soldier deployment over the past month. All right? Mainly National Guard. Look into that. Asked about the deaths of the crew of the aircraft carrier, Defense Secretary Mark Esper, right, this is the Defense Secretary, all right, these are, okay, media, all right, personnel asking the Defense Secretary, why is such a high volume of suicide rate happening all throughout the branches of the United States military? This is the answer that the Secretary of Defense said. Quote, I wish I could tell you we have an answer to prevent further future suicides in the armed service. We don't. That's a bad answer right there, Secretary of Defense. You don't even have an answer to why your soldiers are blowing their heads off? Hey, this proves that America's done. Babylon is falling. This place is going to get hit with nukes, man. We are caught up in what some call a national epidemic of suicide among our youth. Now, wait a minute. Why are the youth killing themselves the most? Well, we're going to find out. All right? Keep that in mind. Why is the youth killing themselves the most? The number of suicides across the military increased from 511 in 2017 to 541 in 2018. According to the Pentagon, the most at-risk population is young enlisted men. And at least 60% of the time, they chose a gun as their suicide method. Army suicides went from 114 to 139, while the Marines went from 43 to 58, and the Navy went from 65 to 68. The Air Force dipped from 63 to 60. All right? Our numbers are not moving in the right direction, said Elizabeth Van Winkle, director of Pentagon's Office of Force Resiliency. How do you say that word? She said the most of the military rates are comparable to civilians, but added that's hardly comforting, right? Because civilians are blowing their wigs off too. So now, why is this happening? Let's go. Because the curses are becoming upon you Americans, man. All right? This is the answer. This is the answer to your question, Mark Esper. All right? Hey, man, America's going down. And if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, you should be comforted by seeing this. Because the Lord's bringing this country down. All right? Because you're the children of Israel. The Lord's doing this for your sake. He's bringing this this nation down. He's bringing these Edomites down, all right, to establish, all right, the kingdom of heaven. Deuteronomy 30, and I'm going to start at 6. And the Lord thy power will circumcise thy heart and the heart of the seed to love the Lord thy power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. Right, and that's what's happening. See, what's going on is that the Israelites are awaking to their true biblical nationality. All right, and as they awake, simultaneously, the Lord's bringing down America. All right, bringing down their military, bringing down their people, bringing down their morale. Okay, allowing this country, okay, to get worse and worse, to ultimately to destroy it. The curses will come upon this place, man. All right, and this is it right here, verse 7. And the Lord thy God, thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Right. See, you Edomites, you thought you had us, man. You thought you had us in subjection. You thought you had us at the bottom, that you could do whatever you want to us. No. See, this is the biggest, what's the right word to use? This is the biggest way to combat against, all right, all your atrocity against us, by us turning to our power. And now that we're turning to our power, the Lord's bringing down your kingdom, man. See, we're in a spiritual warfare, and that's what you dumb motherfuckers don't understand here in America, all right? Which is cool, all right? Mainly you Edomites. You think everything physically. No, this is spiritual warfare. And the Lord's, okay, putting a spirit on his men, all right, to whoop your ass spiritually with this word, man. All right, and as long as, and that's why, as this word keeps getting pushed out, as long as this word keeps getting pushed out, the Lord is going to keep bringing you down to ultimately, all right, he's going to annihilate you with thermonuclear fire, man. Because the curse will come upon you. One more scripture, Deuteronomy, all right, 28. Because these curses are coming upon your soldiers, all right? Not only your soldiers, your civilians. Deuteronomy 28, what did I write? 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and have no assurance of thy life, right? And that's your soldiers, man, okay? They don't have any assurance of life anymore. They have doubt now. You don't think they're paying attention to the news media once again? All right, they're seeing, all right, the Russians bucking up, all right, testing their nukes. They're seeing China, okay, military advancing. They're seeing Iran saying, bring it. And these soldiers are scared. They're scared out of their minds, all right? Now we're going to find out, well, which American citizens are being recruited into the military, okay? This is a cut, man. This is, when you put this together, all right, this is proof that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has got you Americans, okay, by the balls, and he's bringing you down, man, all right? You're fucked, man. Check this out. This is from the Army Times. So this is who the recruiting agencies of the military are targeting. Student loan crisis? Not Mideast wars? So wait a minute. Wait, let me read the title, Salakia. Student loan crisis? Not Mideast wars? Helped Army leaders exceed recruiting goals this year. Oh! So the soldiers that are, the citizens that are now saying, you know what, I want to join the military. They're not joining because they want to be all they can be and fight for your military. They're joining because they're in too much fucking debt. And if you don't like me using, okay, sort of quote unquote foul language, you can get the fuck off my channel, man. All right? Because, hey, when all hell breaks loose in America, it's going to be worse than cursing. They're going to be killing, maiming, all right? Because your soldiers are not going to be able to defend America, man, when all hell breaks loose. Army leadership gathered Tuesday to announce that they surpassed their recruiting goal for 2019, signing up more than 68,000 active duty soldiers before the end of the fiscal year. But the long wars in the Middle East weren't exactly part of the sales speech, right? So, hey, do you want to fight for America, get rid of terrorism? That wasn't the sales pitch. Based on his experience visiting 30 to 40 recruiting stations this year, the eventual outcomes of wars abroad not really part of discussion. So, talking about, hey, you're going into harm's way to defend your country is not part of discussion at all. Between potential soldiers and their recruiters, Major General Frank Month, head of Army Recruiting Command, told reporters on Pentagon Tuesday, quote, One of the national crises right now is student loans. To 31,000 is the average, Mook said. You can get out of the army after 4 years, 100% paid for state college anywhere in the United States. So what's happening is that these recruitees, all right, are in perpetual debt. And this is their last option. Join the fucking military to get out of debt. So in their mindset, they're not saying, I want to fight in the next Third World War. In their mind, they're not saying, you know, I want to be all I could be. I want to defend my country. No, they're like, I got to get out of fucking debt. All right? I'm in too much debt. That's why you're going down, America. Your military soldiers, the new soldiers that are going in, they don't have the stomach to fight another fucking war. They're too busy worried about debt. That's why they're blowing their fucking heads off. Let's get another scripture in. Jeremiah 51. Woo! This is exciting, man. All right? And it has to come out harsh. Jeremiah 51 and 28. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. Right, the Lord is stirring up these nations. All right, start with the Russians, because those are the Medes. All right? The Russians are being stirred up to go fight you fucking weak-ass Americans. All right? Begin against, 29. The land shall tremble and sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. Right, the Lord is going to make sure these missiles are launched and dropped on America, man. And your military is not going to be able to defend you. They're weak. All right, that's why John saw, once again, Revelation 18, Babylon has fallen, is fallen, because he saw the destruction of America. And spiritually, you're destroyed, man, right now, man. You Americans are destroyed spiritually. All it has to become is to the manifestation of it, man. Verse 10, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight, meaning ceased to fight, man. They don't want to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They became as women, right. And your new recruitees are like women. Look what they're being raised into. All right, effeminism, man. All right, transsexualism. Homosexuality, all right? Hey, stop bullying. These men are not built for combat against the Russians, against the Chinese, against the Iranians. You're going to lose, America. Hey, and this is beautiful. It's time for you to get your fucking judgment. They have burned her dwelling places, her bars are broken, right? And check this shit out. This is fucking hilarious. It's, in this article, it says, who are they recruiting? It says, also, unlike the surge years, the Army didn't rely on increases in waivers. In fact, this year, the Army issued 3.4% fewer waivers, the bulk of which are morale waivers that deal with issues like marijuana possession. Right. So the waivers that the Army did put in are those citizens that were getting high as a fucking kite, man. Because why are they smoking weed? Because they stressed the fuck out. All right? America has a high, stress level, man. And there's been plenty of reports seeing that. So these are the ones that the Army has set waivers for. Oh, you're smoking weed? Why are you smoking weed? Oh, I'm stressed out. Don't worry. We'll pass a waiver for that. That's why your soldiers have become weak. Your mighty men became as women. They can't handle reality. These are your recruitees. These are your young youths that you're recruiting. That's why they're blowing their fucking heads off. Because when they come to realization, damn, I'm going to have to fight the Russians, the Chinese, the Iranians. Fuck this shit. Put a pistol in my mouth and blow my fucking head off. And that's what's coming. More of your soldiers are going to die. All right? More of your soldiers are going to kill themselves. We're living in the last days. That's it on that. You know what? Proverbs 10 and 15 for the debt-ridden schmucks. All right? Hey, man, if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, you better return to Yahweh Shem Shai. Oh, if you're in the military and you're so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, you better get out. You better do something. Go AWOL. All right? Say, you're mentally ill or something. You better get out the military. The Lord's bringing this bitch down. Proverbs 10 and 15. All right, supplant your Yaquab, supplant. All right, supplant these devils, man. Let them fight this fucking war that they're going to lose in. Proverbs 10 and 15. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. And that's what it is. These recruitees are broke as fuck. They're poor and they're in poverty. And that's their destruction. And that's why, hey, they're going to lose, man. They're blowing their heads off. Lamentation 3. And I'll call it, man. Oh, you know what? Isaiah 19. Wait a minute. Isaiah 19 and 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Right. And by your soldiers blowing their heads off, it's saying they don't want to work for the American military. All right? They're stressed out. And it ain't just here. Even your citizens are stressed out. All right? And that's why, hey, when this economy cracks, man, all right, are you going to be able to afford these soldiers? All right, when these soldiers see America isn't destitute, when these soldiers see America is literally killing themselves, when the economy collapses, you think they're going to fight for you motherfuckers, man? Hey, man, these soldiers, America's through, man. These soldiers are finished, man. Verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may be. 16, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. Right. Because when the economy collapses, man, everybody's going to be in fear. Your soldiers going to be in fear. Everyone's going to be in fear, man. All right. They're not going to know what to do. What are your soldiers going to do, man? What kind of morale are your soldiers going to be in when they see America economy tanking? All right. And they see that their dollar's worthless. Are they still going to fight for your fucking country? You stupid peon Americans that think that the American military is going to protect you in these last days? You Edomites are fucking through, man. Lamentation, and this is one more scripture. Lamentations 3, and I'm gonna start at 58. Lamentations 3 and 59. Oh Lord, thou hast seen my wrong, judge thou my cause. Right, and the Lord's judging our cause for what you've done to us. All right. You want to know why this is happening, man? Because what you've done to our people. That's why you're going down as a nation. All right. Continuing on. Thou hast seen all their vengeance and all their imaginations against me. Right. All the things you've done to us, man. All right. Since the inception of this filthy place, America. All right. And so the Lord's seen it, man. And now he's bringing you down. All right. The rape, robbery, and murder of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans. All right. You should know what you've done to us by now. All right. We're the children of Israel. 61. Thou hast heard their reproach, O Lord, and all their imaginations against me. Right. All the scoffing you've done on the comic board. Hey, to the prophets alone, man. You don't think the Lord is furious what you've done to his prophets, man. 62. The lips of those that rose up against me and their device against me all day. Right. All right. You slandering us on the mainstream media. Okay. You don't think the Lord saw that? All right. How much you slandered the Hebrew Israelites. All right. Via your mainstream media. So that's why he's bringing your military down. All right. Hey, you got your leaders don't have the answers. You dumb fucks. We have the answers. All right. The scriptures have the answers why America's going down. Your leaders said they don't have the answers. Remember that. Mark Esper said he didn't have an answer why the suicide rate is high. 62. The lips of those that rose up against me and their device against me all day. 63. Behold, they're sitting down and they're rising up. I am their music. Right. And you look at this as entertainment. But guess what? Your soldiers are still dying. Suicide. 64. Render unto them a recompense, O Lord, according to the work of their hands. Right. Meaning payback. And it's payback time. 65. Give them sorrow of heart, thy curse unto them. Right. Give them a sorrow of heart, meaning plague their mind. And that's why you have the suicide rate so high. Plague their mind, just like your suicide rate is high for you Edomites, you so-called white people. All right. The Lord's plaguing your mind. All right. Because of what you've done on the planet, what you've done to the children of Israel. 66. Persecute and destroy them in anger from under heavens. under the heavens of the Lord, right? And the Lord is going to do that. Ultimately, he's going to bring you down by bringing thermonuclear fire, all right? And his chariots, don't forget, the chariots are coming, all right? The spaceship, all right? So here it is, man. Look, let me recap this. Your soldiers are committing suicide. The ones that you're recruiting, America, all right, are the debt-ridden, okay, sit at home, playing video games, all right, citizen who didn't have a choice, all right? Your weak morale, your morale is weak, your spirit is weak, is because the Lord is bringing judgment. That's the answer to your question. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Ruel, and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there, pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith. As you can see, these people are going down. The Lord is bringing down Babylon, America. The Lord is bringing down Edomite. Keep pushing, keep fighting. We're almost out of here. Shalom and a Abba Bo.